Chapter number 4, the scope of homeopathy. Accuracy and efficiency in homeopathic therapeutic is only possible to those who have a clearly defined idea of the field in which the principle of similia is operative. The work should be capable of being rationally explained and verified. Results attained by the intelligent application of a definite principle. Homeopathy as a therapeutic method is concerned primarily along with morbid vital processes in the living organism, which are perceptibly represented by the symptoms, irrespective of what caused them. The scope of homeopathy deals with discrimination between disease per se as a morbid vital process and the material results or products. Homeopathic prescribing is about differentiating primary and secondary symptoms. Primary symptoms, which represent the morbid process itself, secondary symptoms, which represent the pathological end products of the disease. Example: we do not prescribe for tumor. We prescribe for the patient, selecting and being guided by the symptoms which represent the morbid vital process which precedes and ultimately leads to development of tumor. Functional creates the organ is a maxim in biology and morphological science from which it follows that functions reveals the condition of the organ. Symptoms are the outwardly perceptible signs or phenomena of internal morbid changes in state of previously healthy organism. Phenomena results from and represents the action upon the living organism of some external agent or influence inimical to the life. We find ourselves in the realm of pure dynamics. Homeopathy might well be defined as the science of vital dynamics. Laws are the laws of motion operating in vital realm which govern all vital actions. Its fundamental principle is to universally principle of mutual action. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. The unprejudiced observer, says Hahnemann, well aware of the futility of transcendental speculations which can receive no confirmation from experience, be his power of penetration ever so great, takes note of nothing in every individual disease except the change in health of the body and the mind, which can be perceived externally by means of the senses. That is to say, he notices only the deviation from a former healthy state of disease individual, which are felt by the patient himself, remarked by those around him, and observed by the physician. All these perceptible signs represent the disease in its whole extent, that is, together they form the true and only conceivable portrait of disease. Aphorism number 7. The totality of its symptoms of this outwardly reflected picture of the internal essence of disease, that is, of the affection of the vital force, must be the principle or the sole means whereby the disease make known what remedy is required. Homeopathy is confined to and operative only in sphere of vital dynamics. The sphere of similia in medicine is thus limited to those morbid function, condition and processes which result primarily from the dynamic action upon the living organism of morbific agents inimical to life. Living organism may be acted upon or affected primarily in three ways: mechanical, chemical, dynamical. Mechanical cause of disease come all traumatic agencies such as tensions, injuries, and destruction of tissues resulting from physical force, morbid growth, formations, and foreign substances. Chemical: the destructive action of certain chemical poisons such as acids and alkali is sufficient illustration of chemical causes of disease. Dynamic: the dynamical treatment of homeopathic principle may be required to remove the functional derangement, and restore the patient to health. Homeopathy successfully treats bacterial or zygomatic disease such as cholera, yellow fever, malarial fever, diphtheria, tuberculosis by internal homeopathic medicines without restoring to bactericides, germicides, or antiseptics. Quoting Dake's admirable exposition, the homeopathic law relates to no agents intended to affect the organism chemically. It relates to none applied for mechanical effect simply. It relates to none required in the development or support of the organism when in health. It relates to none employed directly to remove or destroy the parasites which infest or prey upon the human body. The homeopathic law related to no agents or drugs administered for their direct or so-called physiological effects. The ruling principle of his medical life is cure by symptom similarity and is always held in view as an ideal. When danger to life and imminent death allow no time for the action of homeopathic remedy, for example, asphyxia, suspended animation, from lightning, from suffocation, freezing, drowning, etc., to stimulate the irritability and sensibility with a palliative, as for instance with gentle electric shocks, with clusters of strong coffee, with a stimulating odor, gradual application of heat, etc. It is mentioned in aphorism number 67. Antidotes to sudden poisoning, alkalis for the mineral acid, Hepar sulfuris for metallic poison, coffee and camphora for the poisoning of opium. It is evident that there is a broader line between homeopathy and its related science around which it is impossible to draw sharp line of demarcation. Victory is something gained by appearing to yield which is quite in accord with the principle of similia, a sort of moral homeopathy. In case of renal or hepatic colic, for example, if the physician is firm and calm, as well as skillful, and possesses the entire confidence of the patient and his family and friends, he may be able to alleviate the agonizing pain and carry such cases through a happy termination by the use of homeopathic remedies alone. Patients have to be educated in principles of methods of homeopathy by discussion, instruction, and demonstration, and this requires time. Others are interested only in quick results, caring little or nothing about how they are obtained.